Ever wondered what it's like to attend school in a video game? In this video, I'll be sharing my first week as I spend time in 3 different schools. And at the end, let's grade each one based on their education quality, social life, and extracurricular activities to pick the best overall school. So let's dive into each unique world and see what my first day has in store. As a newbie, my first order of business was to meet the students and staff. To kick us off in Fodlan, I, a random mercenary, helped these students delete some bandits. He's gonna die. He has 3 HP. Let's go. Don't miss. You freaking suck. Oh my god. And my reward for this? Oh, I'm a teacher. I thought I was gonna be a student this entire time. Well, that's kind of awkward. I thought I'd be a student here and didn't think I'd had the qualifications. Oh, and to give some school background, the Officers Academy, centered in Garreg, Mach, Monestary, prepares students for military and political life.
You must be the new professor.
I also met the 2 other professors, Manuela, an eccentric ex-opera singer, and Hahnemann, your typical academic who's interested in Miai Crest. The 3 of us were assigned to lead, you guessed it, the 3 houses referred to in the title of the game. They represent the major regions of Fodlan as seen on this map. And each house has a student lead who I also met. After meeting the big 3, I was tasked with learning more about the rest of the house's students because I had to choose which house to lead. Oh, okay, I like her. Love her. Oh, okay, this is my favorite. It was a tough decision because I quickly became invested in many students.
So you have chosen the Black Eagles led by Edelgard, correct?
Yes. After choosing my fate, I ended my day at the beautiful monastery in the mountains. Next stop, a not-so-elegant Bullworth Academy. In the town of Bullworth, New England, I'm dropped off at the brick building that prides itself on stern discipline. As I arrive, I was greeted condescendingly by Miss Danvers, the secretary who directed me to the man she thirsts for.
That's nasty.
You've done a lot of naughty things, haven't you?
So far, not as welcoming compared to the monastery. What's even worse are the students. The school is basically split into 5 groups. Your jocks, nerds, preppies, greasers, and bullies. Nobody gets along. I swear, the moment I stepped my big toe on campus, I already found myself in fights. I fought pretty much the rest of the day.
This place is full of bullies and maniacs.
Nonsense! That's just school spirit.
So much for camaraderie. We need to escape the American school system, so let's go across the globe to Tokyo, Japan. Shujin Academy, a 3-story high school, is known for their ability to pump out star students. At what cost?
You will immediately be expelled if you cause any problems.
I'm introduced to the principal, who is pretty similar to Dr. Crabble Snitch, warning me to not fumble this last chance. I'm basically the only bad kid they've accepted due to my criminal record. The teachers echo the same message. Ew.
Morning. You want me to give you a ride to
Disgusting.
school?
I'm also getting the ick from the volleyball coach, who gave a ride to another student. Damn, they're saying he's a criminal as they're talking to me. And speaking of my reputation, Shujin's students conform to the image, making judgmental comments and icing me out. I eventually befriend this student who's not as bad, but I'll touch on that in later days. Wrapping up the first day, I've had an interesting set of first impressions from the most wholesome students who must be protected at all costs to the bottom of the barrel staff members who definitely shouldn't work at a school. Creepy ass. Now that we're a little more familiar with our surroundings, let's start taking some classes. These schools talk a big game about their education, so it's time we put that to the test. As a professor at the Officers Academy, there is so much brain power that I'm using right now. Oh my gosh, I gotta set goals for these students. I gotta instruct them, give them some tasks to learn. The curriculum was clearly structured, but for me, it was overwhelming. Starting each week with goal setting.
Students will want to prioritize studying things that will help them achieve their aim.
Reason and faith. Oh yeah, because you have white magic. After setting expectations, I'm giving a lecture where students could ask follow-up questions. What would you do if you were given the task of teaching a subject that you yourself did not understand? I'd take the time to study the subject.
That was surprisingly reasonable.
Oh yes. I also had the opportunity to teach students individually. Bad. Critique. He needs that hard love.
I will humbly reflect on this.
Yeah. Garreg Mach has set the bar for education quality. Let's see how Bullworth holds up. Bullworth Academy offers 6 classes, well, at least in my playthrough. I will say, for a school that doesn't really care about their students, they have a lot of variety in classes, because my school, we didn't have photography, shop. As tempting as it was to skip class, prefects patrol the school to make sure that everyone gets to class on time. Class is right there. Get out of here, bro. I began the day in chemistry, which was a bit nerve-wracking as I tried to stay precise with my measurements. Oh yeah, turn on that Bunsen burner, Jimmy. But I enjoyed the hands-on approach. Next was art, which was confusing at first. Oh but became easier over time. Not sure if I consider this image to be art though. I was never a good English student, so this subject required the most brain power. But I got it through the power of cheated collaboration. While Bullsworth covers a decent range of subjects, they're not all that challenging, so I can understand why students would skip class. How does Shujin compare to these schools? Shujin Academy offers a narrower spread of subjects, including math and literature. Warning: every class included a quiz, and I hate being put on the spot. This is why I never raised my hand in school. And you gotta answer difficult questions. In this case, I got it wrong and was flamed for it. We don't have any room for criminals here. Not in school and not in society. Am I clear? Sure, yes, sir. To make things even more embarrassing, I heard my class is talking more shit. You should stay away from him. How are you gonna say that? I also got chalk thrown at me, and for what? So far, Shujin is a harsh reality check compared to the supportive environment at the Officers Academy. And while Bullworth has a middle school education, it still proved to be a decent experience. But all these schools have additional lessons outside your traditional classroom. Let's explore those in day 3. Things are starting to get more physical, but these are video games after all, so it's time to dive into the action. Back at our favorite military academy.
Finally time for the
Don't go too hard on us. Nah, I don't intend to lose.
Let's go.
Today, 5 students from each house, led by their professors, participated in a rivalry battle. I didn't appreciate Edelgard questioning my authority. Yes, girl, I'm gonna lead you to victory, don't you worry. Because this dude is way out of position, you're gonna die. Oh! I was so proud of my students. Sorry. Retaliate. I'm up. Yeah, I'm in school. This is how we learn, by attacking each other and killing. Get rid of her. Namaste. And as a bonus, I earned Edelgard's trust. Yay! I'm mother. Even as a professor, Garreg Mach recognizes that learning is a lifelong endeavor. They've incorporated seminars. Those you select to lead seminars will instruct others in their areas of expertise. That's some serious dedication to learning. Let's see if Bullworth Academy can compete. On today's schedule, we have wrestling and gym class. Which was actually a disguise for me to give a beat down to this poor nerd. But at least I learned new attacks for the inevitable fights I will be in.
Real special army stuff.
Cool.
Oh yeah, we better learn. And speaking of combat, shout out to this hobo who taught me plenty of moves to practice. I even took shop where I learned to repair a bike and was rewarded with my own to ride. Aw man, it's art again? Boo. Oh, photography. Hold on, I'll do this. Photography was a surprisingly relaxing class. There's nothing like enjoying the fresh air while taking pictures of banners. This was the photo mode before Spider-Man took it. For a school that has a chaotic reputation, its classes have a nice balance of both calm but crazy. I left Bullworth feeling more accomplished, but I'm still concerned about my safety at Shujin Academy. Oh, what the hell? I started my day in the library, which was definitely smaller than the other schools, but I found a spot to study in this secluded cubicle. Unfortunately, it was hard to concentrate because... Why are these kids still talking about me? It's day 3. Anyway, I later experienced a different version of Shujin, inside Mr. Perverted Teacher's mind. You know it's about to go down. Our son! Buddy. This learning experience was similar to Garreg Mach's rival battle, where I trained in tactics and combat. Out of all the adventures today, I probably learned the most from this distorted version of Shujin Academy, even though it was pretty traumatic. Excuse me? There's more to schools than just the educational aspect. Next up, exploring social life at the schools. The people you interact with have a huge impact on your overall experience. So today, I'm stepping into the social scene. Let's start with Bullworth Academy. Social divides are strong with this school. No one was welcoming to start, but I managed to earn some respect by babysitting these nerds on their way to class.
Here, take this.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh, and there was also a food fight at the end of the day, which was a rare moment where social lines blurred as we bonded by throwing fruit. Sorry. But also... Get out the way! Get out the way, move! I also ended up kissing many girls throughout the day. STDs for sure run rampant here. Despite this, I was feeling pretty down as I headed back to my dorm, having not made any real friends. That is until he entered.
Trust me, in a place like this, you're gonna need friends.
I was ambushed by this guy with a kickable face, Garreg, and his sidekick, Petey. We've since teamed up to take over the school. With the deep hatred and raging hormones running through these students, making real friends here is tough. I'm curious to see how Shujin Academy handles social interactions. Welp, I'm still an outcast at Shujin as no one seems interested in having a decent conversation with me. However, there's one other outcast I met.
I'm Ryuji Sakamoto.
While we weren't exactly friends at first, we bonded over our adventure in the palace. And now he won't stop hitting me up. Ryuji has good intentions though, so I can't complain. And like Bullsworth that's so isolating, at least I made one friend. Maybe I'll have better luck at Garreg Mach? After gaining Edelgard's approval, I wanted to connect more with the Black Eagles. So I spent the entire day chatting with as many students as I could, building our relationships. As expected, my house members enjoyed my company. You were exceptional. Dimitri kind of has my heart. I also had positive conversations with students from other houses. You can learn so much from books.
I agree. They're brimming with the knowledge and experience of our ancestors.
Aww, these students are nauseatingly wholesome with a genuine desire to learn. How could you not enjoy their company? I've built a lot of friendships today, but will they stand the test of time? Find out tomorrow on... Time to check in on our newly formed friendships and see how they hold up. Let's start at Bullworth Academy.
So excited! I should have stopped taking those pills ages ago.
Hello? Where Garreg, the backstabbing jerk, betrayed me.
This is where I stand up to you.
Ooh, we gonna fight?
Russell!
Oh. And left me to rot with this giant. What? Let's go. Stay on the ground. Yeah.
All right, Russell.
Aw. Turns out Russell is actually a gentle one.
Sorry. Bad Russell.
Jimmy Hopkins, right? My friend Johnny needs your help. Then tell your friend Johnny to come and ask for it.
Later, I met the leader of the Greasers, who accused me of hooking up with his girlfriend.
I bet you have.
His girl.
Have you had her? What are you doing?
In reality, she was just sampling all the food groups. So I teamed up with Johnny to deal with the guys chasing after her, but he ultimately tried to take me down through this bike race, which didn't end well for him. Lola now likes me? Oh, hell no. Between today and day 4, I've started to establish my top dog reputation. But what about Shujin? Is it time we move on from the gossiping? Students really have nothing else going on in their lives because I'm still the topic of conversation. Ultimate fan behavior. But when a particularly emotional situation arose involving a classmate, yes, the same girl who received a ride from Mr. PDF file, she became overwhelmed. And I tried to console her, but after what happened between her best friend and pervy teacher...
Going to deal with Kamoshida. Let me in on it too.
Ooh, we got a recruit. On joined me and Ryuji to take down Kamoshida in his palace. And look, we even have a group chat now. Though a series of traumatic events brought us together, at least we're not facing it alone. Now let's wrap things up on a lighter note at Garreg Mach. Not gonna lie, there's still a lot of people I need to get to know better, including faculty. On to the next. Who is this? Hello? I folded. So I started my day by doing just that. Okay, high key, step on me. Ferdinand would like to speak with me. Is now a good time? Sure. I had a deep bonding experience with this house student who claimed he was as skilled in combat as Edelgard, who's basically untouchable. Yes. Oh my god, queen!
Here we go. 2 at once.
You better get his ass kicked.
Bruh.
Ferdinand was humbled real quick, but we earned some bestie points from him too. And that brings us to the end of this emotional day. We may have lost some friends and had our relationships tested, but we came out stronger on the other side. Now that we've endured the more serious side of things, it's time to explore the fun side of school. It's about time we cover extracurriculars where my fondest memories as a student were made. I By next year, besides its quality education, Shujin Academy has a top-tier volleyball team. Yep, it's led by that guy.
No one says anything against him because he's some medalist who took the volleyball team to nationals.
This sport is so sacred that we even had a special assembly where students were forced to play it. Please. There's also the track team if volleyball isn't your thing.
The track team has gone too...
Or you could just run on school grounds. But if you're not into athletics, there's gardening. Or if you've got the guts and taste for combat, you could join the Phantom Thieves Club. More on that tomorrow. Now let's move on to Bullworth's extracurriculars. Reminder, this school is full of delinquents, so keep that in mind. If you can't commit to a full season of sports, try to hit the kid with the ball until he is knocked out. You can always hit this kid with penalty kicks while practicing your gambling skills. Let's bet $2. And more fitting to the Halloween theme, I spent the night pranking people, all in a good day's work. Now let's slow things down in the less chaotic Garreg Mach. Ah, that's much better. Luckily for me in Fire Emblem, you can garden early on in the game. To match the cozy vibe, I did some fishing. Oh, she has rhythm. Let me fish one more time. A lot of fishing. And visited the library to read more about Fodlan lore. Lots of houses that I will not remember. What's this? Okay. I'm getting what they're putting down. I just don't have the mental capacity to read that right now. And if you want to be a good Samaritan, spend your free time looking for other people's stuff. You should try looking near the captain's quarters. What? No, okay, so we went in that room. Are these the headquarters? Captain's quarters. Okay. Wooden flask. That's what this dude lost, making me run around for this. There are only so many hours in a day, and the fun made it all fly by. So for our final day, let's try to wind down with more relaxing extracurriculars. For day 7, we're taking it easy as we try to leave these schools on a high note. 3 to 4 months. Back in Tokyo for one last time, the Phantom Thieves gathered to take down Mr. Kamoshida. And at night, we went treasure hunting while facing all of Kamoshida's shadows. The boss battle with Kamoshida. This was far from leisurely. Kamoshida was pulling out all these tricks out his sleeve. Volleyball assault? Oh, what the 3,000? Damn, he got a freaking wine glass of a person too? Attack up is crazy. And I tried doing the same. All out attack? Nice. Oh, that's been like nothing. We eventually dealt some heavy damage though. Oh, what did he hit him with? God damn. Okay, I'm gonna pretend that that makes sense. But stealing the treasure, then returning to the real world provided a sense of relief for all of us. All right, let's go home. Let's go home. This relief didn't last long because over at Bullworth Academy, it was time to take on the preppies.
You and me, Biff.
You and me what?
You and me, the noble art of boxing. May the best man win. And then you little trust fund fairies will know what life is all about.
As you guessed, this involved lots of fighting, but legally, because boxing. Ooh, UFC what when you have this? Fight night where?
Who's the toughest?
Me!
Who's the man?
Me! My celebration was spoiled when the leader of the preppies stepped in with this emotional speech.
It takes more than victory to become a champion. It takes breeding and nepotism and snobbery. What are we going to do? Beat him back to the ghetto! Yeah!
Back to the ghetto! So the gloves came off as I delivered this beat down to Derby. Itching powder!
Powder! You are...
Who's Zaddy? By the end of my first week at school, everyone had known my reputation as the tough guy. Now that I've tied up some loose ends at Bullworth, let's do the same at Garreg Mach. Since the school is part of a monastery, I spent my time at the nearby cathedral, bonding even more with students.
I may sound terrible, but you won't notice when everyone else sings too.
That's me.
Do you not like my voice?
Ferdinand doing the most. Bond among the three of you grew stronger. Nerd gained authority experience. Let's go. And remember how I fished and gardened yesterday? Well, I put those ingredients together to bond with students even more by cooking their favorite meals. Yay! We're cooking as a family. The dining hall was always packed with people, and I even got to invite students for lunch. All right, Bernadetta, let's go, girly. Time to leave your dorm. Wait, I could have a second person? Okay, definitely Petra. Oh, wait, no. Yes, the bonds have grown stronger. We We started this day in chaos, but thankfully achieved some happiness to close it out. Our first week in video game schools is over, so it's time we finally grade them and pick the best one. Starting with education, Garreg Mach did not disappoint. A supportive staff, a clear curriculum, and plenty of real-life practice. Doesn't get any better than that. Solid A. Bullsworth Academy has a decent range of subjects, but let's be honest, they're taught at a remedial level. I don't think the school does a great job at preparing students in traditional academics. I still can't get over the fact that it has more subjects than my IRL schools, so it earns a C. Shujin Academy felt the most like a college experience, with most learning happening outside the classroom. You come to class prepared to answer questions, which forces you to develop good habits to pass quizzes. If we could remove the abuse, that'd be great. For now, it's a C. For social life at Bullworth, the cliques make camaraderie impossible, unless you're
Lola! That slut!
You'll struggle to make friends outside your group. It's a D from me. Meanwhile, the Shujin students are extremely self-centered and rude, and unlike Bullworth, they're passive about it, which annoys me even more. I couldn't go a day without whispers and gossip flooding the hallway. It's gonna be an F from me. I don't want to be best friends with most people at Garreg Mach. It's nice to see that students are still friendly across houses, unlike a certain other school. And even those people I wouldn't want to be friends with, I respect their ambition. I'm gonna give this an A. See, the bias in me wants to give Shujin Academy an A for making volleyball their main sport. But compared to the other schools, there isn't as much to do on campus.
Pretty boring.
And if there was, I couldn't even explore that in my first week because of a certain teacher who ruined my experience. I'll give it a B. Bullworth has an entertaining mix of unconventional, adrenaline-pumping extracurriculars. Boxing would easily be my go-to sport if I attended. Hey, I enjoy the physicality of it all, and they involve a little risk. The thrills make it an A. Garreg Mach is a stark contrast. Their extracurriculars are very relaxed, to the point where I'd worry about getting bored. I'm not as interested in this mix overall, so I'll have to give it a B. With the report card filled out, it's time for the moment of truth. Which school comes out on top? Based on this first week of school, it's clear that the Officers Academy at Garreg Mach Monestary offers the best overall experience with its supportive environment, structured curriculum, and sense of camaraderie. But honestly, if I had to choose another school to attend for another week, Shujin's pressure-filled atmosphere isn't for me, and while Garreg Mach is basically a perfect school, I've already gone down the obedient nerd route in real life, so I'd rather spice things up. I'd go with Bullworth Academy. There's never a dull moment, and the mix of chaos and excitement keeps me alive.
So now it's your turn.
In which video game school would you want to spend your week? And if you like this video, here's one YouTube things you should watch next.